Under their new head coach and their new style of play, I think Barcelona will go far in this year UEFA Champions League. Hey, welcome to the channel for my UEFA Champions League Match Day 1 predictions. I'm your boy Andy Final, and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to predict all the 18 games in the Match Day 1 UEFA Champions League format. This is interesting. This year's Champions League is different. There's no more group stage, and we have each team is going to play 7 different opponents, 4 games home, 4 games away. So without wasting my time, let's get into the Match Day 1 predictions. Yes, starting from the first game in this year's UEFA Champions League, Match Day 1 is between Juventus versus PSV. Italian giant Juventus going to this game against Netherlands side. PSV will be an interesting game in Match Day 1. And going to this game, I'm predicting a simple scoreline for Juve. I'm predicting Juventus 2, PSV 1. Yes, moving on to the next game is between Young Boys from Switzerland against Aston Villa from England. This will be a very tough game for Young Boys. Going to this game, I'm predicting a straight win for Villa, even though Villa is going away. And Villa, they have Champions League history. So going to this game against Young Boys, I'm expecting Villa to get a win over Young Boys. So I'm predicting Aston Villa 3, Young Boys 1. Yes, moving on to the next match is between Bayern Munich versus Dynamo Zagreb. We all know Bayern Munich with Vincent Kompany as their new head coach. This season is going to be crazy in the UEFA Champions League, and even though Bayern don't have good defense, going to this game against Dynamo Zagreb will be an interesting and a tough game for Dynamo Zagreb at Bayern Munich home Allianz Arena. So going to this game, I'm predicting a 4-0 victory for Bayern. Bayern Munich for Dynamo Zagreb 0. Yes, so moving on to the next game is Real Madrid versus Stuttgart. Stuttgart from Germany. Last season, they were impressive in their league, but going to this game, facing the almighty Real Madrid in their first game in this year UEFA Champions League will be an interesting game. Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Jude Bellingham, Real Madrid have everything to win this game. And this game coming on at Santiago Bernabeu is a must-win game for Real Madrid. Going to this game, I'm predicting a 3-1 victory for Real Madrid. Real Madrid 3, Stuttgart 1. Yes, moving on to the next game is between AC Milan versus Liverpool. We all know AC Milan have history in the UEFA Champions League. Same with Liverpool too, they have history in UEFA Champions League. But going to this game, in their first game in this year UEFA Champions League phase format will be an interesting game. But going to this game, I'm keeping it calm, but I'm predicting Liverpool to get victory over AC Milan. I'm predicting Liverpool 3, AC Milan 1. Oh yes, moving on to the next game is between Sporting CP versus Lille from France. Going to this game, the Portuguese side, Sporting CP going to this game at home will be a very tough game for Lille. Come on, going to this game, I'm predicting a straight win for Sporting CP. My prediction is Sporting CP 3, Lille 1. Yes, moving on to the next game is between Verona versus Shakhtar Donetsk. Verona, the Italian side, last season they were impressive in their league. They're going into this game in their first UEFA Champions League in this year against Shakhtar Donetsk, who is the lower side. Going into this game, I'm predicting a straight win for Verona. I'm predicting Verona 2, Shakhtar Donetsk 1. Yes, moving on to the next game is between Sparta Braga versus Salzburg. We all know Sparta Braga, they are lower side, but facing Salzburg too. Salzburg is an interesting team. They were good in the playoff, and going into this game, I think this game will be a very interesting and a tough game for both sides. As we go into this game, I'm predicting a draw. I'm predicting a 2-2 draw. Sparta Braga 2, Salzburg 2. Yes, moving on to the next game is between Club Brugge versus Borussia Dortmund. We all know last season Borussia Dortmund went to the UEFA Champions League final, which was very tough for them against Real Madrid in the final. But going to this game against Club Brugge from Belgium, this is going to be an interesting and a tough game for Belgium side, Club Brugge. So going to this game, I'm predicting a straight win for Borussia Dortmund. I'm predicting Borussia Dortmund to Club Brugge 1. Yes, moving on to the next game is between PSG versus Girona. You know, Girona last season in the La Liga were tough and marvelous, but well, to be frank with you, this season they've not started well, but well, going to this game against a giant club like PSG, maybe this is UEFA Champions League, they don't have any history, they've been to the final once, but well, I think PSG is a big team that going to this game at Paris is going to be interesting over there. So going to this game, I'm predicting a straight win for PSG. My prediction is PSG 4, Girona 1. Yes, moving on to the next game is between Celtic versus Slovan Bratislava. We all know Scotland side Celtic are very impressive when they come to their home games. And going to this game, we know Slovan Bratislava is also a small team going to this game. At Scotland is going to be interesting. I'm predicting a straight win for Celtic. My prediction is Celtic 3, Slovan Bratislava 1. Yes, moving on to the next game is between Feyenoord versus Bayern Leverkusen. Last season, Bayern Leverkusen was unbeaten throughout the whole season in the Bundesliga. And this year in UEFA Champions League, this is their first game. We know Bayern Leverkusen, they are masters of last-minute winners. Going to this game in Netherlands against Feyenoord will be an interesting, tough game. Going to this game, my prediction is Bayern Leverkusen 3, Feyenoord 2. Yes, moving on to the next game is between Red Star Belgrade versus Benfica. We all know Benfica last season were impressive in their group stage games in the UEFA Champions League, and this year this will be their first game in this year's UEFA Champions League phase. So it's going to be interesting. Going to this game, I'm predicting a win for Benfica. I'm predicting Benfica 2, Red Star Belgrade 1. Yes, moving on to the next game is between Atletico Madrid versus RB Leipzig. We all know RB Leipzig is a giant club when it comes to Bundesliga football, but this year going to the UEFA Champions League, this league phase will be an interesting, and Atletico Madrid facing RB Leipzig in their first game is going to be a tough game for both sides, and I'm predicting a draw here. I'm predicting Atletico Madrid 2, RB Leipzig 2. Yes, so moving on to the next game is between Monaco versus Barcelona. This year, Barcelona stands favorite. They stand favorite to compete in this year UEFA Champions League. Looking at their new head coach and their new style of play, I think Barcelona will go far in this year UEFA Champions League. And their first game in this year's Champions League against Monaco will be an interesting one. And I'm predicting a straight win for Barcelona. Going to this game, my prediction is Barcelona 3, Monaco 1. Moving on to the next game is between Atlanta versus Arsenal. We all know last year Atlanta were good in the Europa League and they won it. Going to this game against Arsenal, who is also a giant club in England, going to this game will be a tough game, Italy versus England, and this will be a masterclass and a game to watch, a game with so many expectations. But going to this game, this is Arsenal's first game in this year UEFA Champions League. So if they will go far, this is a must-win game for Arsenal. So going to this game, I'm predicting a 2-1 victory for Arsenal. Yes, moving on to the next game is between Brest versus Stade Brest. We all know Brest is a good side in the French League. And going to this game against Stade Brest in their first game in this year UEFA Champions League will be a very good competition for both clubs. And this is a 50-50 game. Each side can win this game. So going to this game, I'm predicting a draw here. I'm predicting a 2-2 draw. Brest 2, Standard 2. Yes, so moving on to the last game in this round of matches is between Manchester City versus Inter Milan. We all know Manchester City also lose favorite for this year UEFA Champions League. Going to this game against Inter Milan, who the last time City won the UEFA Champions League, they met Inter Milan in the final and they won against Inter Milan. going to this game at the Etihad Stadium in England. This will be a tough game for Inter Milan, but well, we all know what Manchester City can do. I'm not expecting City to drop points in this game, so going to this game against Inter Milan, I'm predicting Manchester City for Inter Milan 1. Yes, so these are my predictions for UEFA Champions League match day 1 fixtures. And going to this game, I'm looking for spot-on predictions. So far, I've predicted 18 games, and I think I'm going to get spot-on predictions. At least I'll get not less than 6 or 7 spot-on predictions in this week. So let me know your predictions at the comment section. I'm your boy Andy Final. I'll leave a link at the comment section. Go check my good friend Mr. Footballer Luz. He also does similar videos like I do here, and I told you will enjoy his channel. Till we meet in another video. Bye bye for now.